Well, everyone, you might be actually purchasing a brand new iPhone and you might be trying to figure out which is the specific best, protection and insurance method that you want to go ahead and have for your iPhone. Now, there are a few different ones that Apple actually offers. So they offer no Apple Care Plus. So basically there's no Apple Care Plus. You have the standard warranty. You have like a 30-day money-back guarantee. You can return your iPhone anywhere from 2 weeks to, a month even sometimes, depending on, whether you contact Apple and you have them extend it. But usually you do have a certain amount of coverage, even if you don't get any Apple Care Plus. Now, there is also Apple Care Plus, so it's their next version up. Now, this is a $7.99 a month or $149 for the duration of that device. I think it's like a few years that you get with it. And essentially, it's a little insurance or protection. So I will ask you, but you also have one more above that, which is Apple Care Plus with theft and loss. So this is $219 or it's $11.49 a month. Now, these are, the three offerings that Apple kind of gives you. So I will tell you, with the no Apple Care Plus, without having to purchase anything, you are still getting some decent coverage. So you can still contact Apple if you're having issues. You can still let them know if there's anything wrong with your device. Now, they're not going to fix it for free most of the time, but sometimes some people get lucky and they're still able to get a repair that maybe like a replacement of the battery or whatnot. You still have to pay for it, but there are still some service repair programs out there as well that if it is a widespread issue, like if your display stops working and you did nothing wrong, well, most of the time Apple will look into it. And if a lot of people have been reporting it, there can be a service repair program, like there are a ton of them for the iPhone 11, iPhone 10, iPhone 12s. So it could always happen. If you're careful with your product and if you have a case and a screen protector on, you probably won't need any Apple Care, to be honest. Now, with Apple Care Plus, this is, again, $7.99 a month or $149 a month. And what Apple basically gives you here is a lot more protection. So it's definitely something that if you are very, very just like non-thinking of your phone and you don't really care about your device that much, you don't have a case or a screen protector on, this might be an area that you want to look into. So with Apple Care Plus, you are getting unlimited repairs for accidental damage protection. So essentially, if you drop your phone and you break it or whatever, you do get quote-unquote unlimited repairs. Now, it's not exactly apples to apples like what Apple is explaining here, but it is still kind of cool. So you get monthly coverage until your unit is canceled for $7.99, but you can get 2 years of coverage for $149 and just pay that one fee. And for 2 years, you're pretty much within this. Now, you're also getting Apple certified repairs using genuine Apple parts. That is typical with any Apple repair. So even if you want your battery replaced by Apple, well, they're still going to be doing that. They're still going to be repairing with Apple parts. So it's not that big of a deal there. Now, they also say express replacement service. So this is actually a really nice touch. So essentially, let's say you break your iPhone 14 and you have to get your screen repaired or whatever. Well, if you send it into Apple, you're not going to be able to have another iPhone for the next few days, right? So what you can do instead, or what Apple provides you if you want this option, is that you can go ahead and have another iPhone sent to you. I think it's usually the same exact iPhone, and you can temporarily use that iPhone while your iPhone's getting fixed. And then once they're done with it, they'll ship it back to you. And you can just ship back the one you've been using, transfer your data again, and that's all you have to do. It's actually really cool. And that's another big reason why a lot of people end up choosing Apple Care. Now, on top of that, you get 24/7 priority access to Apple's experts. So essentially, if you have any other issues with, Apple service or your iPhone, you can just contact them and they'll basically be able to, contact back and fix it. But you do kind of get some of that within, the no Apple Care. If you just go and contact a Genius, they'll be able to go ahead and just, kind of troubleshoot with you. So it's not really that crazy big of a deal. You're really paying for the, unlimited repairs for the accidental damage protection for the most part. Now, with Apple Care Plus with theft and loss, this is again $11.49 a month, but it's $219 for 2 years of coverage. Now, this is where essentially Apple gives you the option where it gives you everything within Apple Care Plus. So everything that I just described, you get that within Apple Care Plus with theft and loss, but you do get additional coverage for theft and loss. So essentially, you have a few different ways that you can go ahead and, you get it a few times. You just don't get unlimited amounts of, devices with theft and loss. But essentially, if you lose your iPhone or if it's, if it's stolen or whatever, well, for a smaller fee than actually replacing your whole entire iPhone for the, full cost, they'll actually be able to go ahead and just replace your iPhone right there. And all you have to pay is a much smaller fee. Now, it's still it's not extremely expensive, but it is one of those things where you're definitely paying for your phone being lost or whatever upfront. So if your phones are always being stolen or if you're always losing your phone, well, that might be another one you want to go ahead and kind of look out for. So you are actually getting a decent upgrade in a plan, for that. But there's also another side benefit of using both of these, and that's actually with the, resale value of your iPhone. So if you're planning on ever reselling your iPhone in the future, well, you actually can get a little bit more money from at least what I've seen with an iPhone that actually does have AppleCare or AppleCare Plus with theft and loss protection than no AppleCare at all. If you actually make your way over to eBay or even probably Amazon, but mostly eBay, you can actually see that some of the iPhones that are being sold for AppleCare, especially even MacBooks and iPads that do have AppleCare with them, or just MacBooks in general, whichever products have AppleCare tend to actually sell for a higher price than the ones without AppleCare within them. So that might be another side benefit. That wouldn't be the main reason why you end up buying AppleCare in the first place. But if you plan on selling your iPhone in the future, well, that might be another thing you want to, kind of keep your eye out for. So personally, do I use AppleCare? No, I don't use AppleCare at all. I've never bought AppleCare before. I did purchase, I think, a used iPhone back in the day. I think it was like a 7 Plus or something that did end up kind of getting AppleCare within it. I don't even know if it transferred over. I have no idea how any of that stuff works. But essentially, I was able to go and buy that iPhone, and it was cool. It didn't really make me feel that much more comfortable, though. Like, it didn't really change anything, mostly because, as I mentioned before, I always have a screen protector on my case, and I always have a case on my iPhone as well. So even though it's not going to 100% protect it, there's been many times people have so many good cases on their phones, but they end up breaking it. It still kind of makes me feel a little bit better and makes me sleep easier at night, knowing that if I were to drop my phone or whatever, most of the time it's probably not going to break. And if it does break, it probably, deserved it, to be honest. I probably deserved it, to be honest, because I wasn't being careful. And I usually know that the phone, even if I drop it, it may get a cracked screen and I'll still be able to use it for a little while before I need to upgrade my device. So I will say, if you're planning on keeping your iPhone for 2 years or more, then maybe getting AppleCare Plus probably makes the best choice. I think if you can afford it, if money's not the issue, then, by all means go for it. I don't know if you necessarily need the theft and loss protection. Like I said, if your phones are always being stolen from you, or if you're always losing your phone, like you have a history of that, well then maybe you want to get it. But I've never seen too many, I don't know anybody personally who has AppleCare Plus with theft and loss and has actually used that specific plan. I know some people who have AppleCare Plus, and I think it's cool. I've never seen them even replace anything with their phones either. So it's almost like if their work is paying for it, or if their parents are paying for it, then they'll just end up buying it anyway. So I think, if you're not really that clumsy with your phone, you never really drop it, or if you're in your house all day and you don't even really leave your house like me, I will probably be okay with it not getting any AppleCare. You still get the standard warranty. You still get, AppleCare expert advice sometimes within Genius if you really want to get into it. But I will tell you, you don't need it. But if you have the option to, if you have a history of breaking your phones, then getting AppleCare Plus would probably be a smart decision. So that pretty much covers it up. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.